Edwards, transformational video and photography rock star, and author of Empowered You. And I am here with my good friend, Tammy Rhymes, of Hacienda de las Rosas Winery. And the purpose of today's interview is so that I can really introduce you to Tammy and share all of the amazing gifts that she has to offer and some different things that she's gone through in her life's journey, her hero's journey, if you will, and some ways that might inspire you to share your gifts with the world as well. So Tammy, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me, appreciate it.
And I know I've known you for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
So through, your winery and...
You wandered into our tasting room.
Yeah. And what a great reason to wander in, right? And it started a friendship, and
Yep.
I know I'm really thankful that I met you and got to know you better, and so I'm excited to share your story too,
Sure.
and a little bit about that.
Right.
So
I feel like my life had many chapters. So my first chapter when I arrived in San Diego involved a divorce, so it's not a good chapter. But with any major event that happens in your life, it kind of pushes you or shoves you sometimes in a new direction. So I actually got a government job with the city of San Diego because I needed something stable and I needed benefits, and I had 2 small children, so I thought this will be safe for a while. But then over time, doing the government job, I felt like I was missing something. So another man came into my life, William, my husband, and William was the dreamer and I was the practical one. So between the two of us, we came up with this vision of getting a beautiful piece of property in Ramona and developing a horse ranch, which deep down is my passion, horses. And he wanted to plant grapes for fun, is what he said. But later it became a family business. So he grew the grapes, made the wine, and we opened a successful tasting room in Old Town. Since then we finished our winery in Ramona and opened it there, and the whole theme is wine and horses. So we have horses on the label, we name the wines after our horses. When people come to the big mission style building, there's a horse to greet them as they walk in the door. So we blended our 2 passions together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a beautiful property.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I highly recommend any of you that are in the San Diego area to take a trip out to Ramona to visit this beautiful place.
So in our tasting room in Old Town, we had what we considered our family motto: drink fine wine and ride fine horses. And it was painted over the archway, and folks would walk in from all over, and women in particular would notice that saying and go, you're living the life. And on any given day, I agree with them, I was living the life, but the life takes a lot of work and a lot of planning and a lot of getting up every day and doing what needs to be done. So a lot of times I would talk to whoever made a mention of the motto and say, well, what's your dream and what's your passion? And they would share, and then I'd start to hear the excuses. Oh, well, it's a nice dream, but I can't do it because, and then fill in the blank, because I have children, because I'm single, because whatever. They always had a reason. And that made me sad. And so I went about writing a few articles for magazines and things like that about pursuing your passion and going after it. But then I decided I was going to put them together and write a book on how our family pursued our dream of wine and horses, and pretty much to encourage others to say, whatever it is, ours is wine and horses, but whatever your dream is, go for it. And sort of using our plan, and our plan isn't the perfect plan, but it is a plan, and to go forward with what you want. So that's how I came about doing that. And then that led to the next chapter, which was public speaking. I was already doing presentations at conventions, mostly on government stuff, because that was my background. But then I'd start to put in a little bit more of my drink fine wine, ride fine horses. And the minute you mention wine in a government conference, everybody pops up and goes, what is she talking about? And so I started adding more and more of that dimension into my presentations. And now I do a lot of keynote speaking, opening keynotes at conventions about pursuing your passion and going for what you love.
Mm-hmm. That's excellent.
So I get paid to talk, as my brothers say.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm a big believer in affirmation.
Yes.
And that's I've included a lot of those into my book too.
Good.
So are there some things that really stand out for you in the course of your journey that really helped you get through different obstacles?
Sure. I always tell myself when I'm faced with something difficult, God made you a smart woman, you can figure this out. So I would move forward. But a lot of what I do is I do practice gratitude. And so I'm not a morning person, so it doesn't start first thing in the morning as some books suggest. I can't even talk in the morning. But I do walking. I love to walk. So the first 10, 15 minutes of my walk is always a gratitude march. That's what and it's like, God, I'm thankful for, and then I just keep talking. The sky, the weather, the fact that I can walk and I have 2 good legs, 2 good arms, and 2 good eyes. Thank you, God, for that. So, I get down to that little level, and then for my kids being healthy and all of that sort of thing. So that kind of centers me a little bit. So I walk a lot. Side benefit is you keep your weight down too. Yeah. So why not have a
You're
benefit?
Looking great,
thanks. But it's an ongoing journey, and part of that, and a part of what I'm now sharing at conferences, I've had a major life change. My dear husband went through a horrible battle with cancer and passed away last Thanksgiving. So part of my new message, or sort of an augmenting my message, is like, life is short, guys. If you're waiting for a certain, the baby to be born, or you to get married, or you to get divorced, or if you're why are you waiting? Because on any given day, any one of us is going to be gone from this earth. So stop waiting and start going for what you want. And I've had more people come up to me from the audience afterward and say, oh my God, you're right. I have been waiting, and now I'm going to start doing this. Or I have people email me weeks later and say, because of you and what you said, now I'm going to start pursuing whatever they're pursuing. So that's kind of touching to me. And it's it was a hard lesson for me to learn, because I'm very goal oriented, and I think, okay, I accomplished this, I got this done. Okay, you're building. Well, then to have that much of a major setback and say, oh my God, I'm all the way back at step 1. Now what's the chapter? Do I really want to do wine and horses? Do I really want to be in San Diego? What does Tammy want to do? So I'm kind of on this personal journey now. What's the next passion for Tammy, or what's the next adventure? So that's sort of so it never ends. You think you're at the finish line, you're not at the finish line. Until you leave this earth, you're not at the finish line.
Yeah, definitely. It's an evolution of you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, which is exciting.
It is. And I'm not the same woman I was even 2 years ago. Totally different woman, just based on that experience. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing. So I'm going with it.
You're wiser. You've learned these life lessons.
And I think I have more. I have more dimensions as far as and knowing what's important. Whereas we all want to look a certain way, be a certain way, looked at by others a certain way. We want to accomplish certain goals. We want to do this. We want to do that. And now I'm like, maybe not. Maybe not all that's so important anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe it's another higher plane goals that I want now in this next dimension of my life.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. It's all new. It's all new to me. You'd think at my age, nothing would be new, but it's all new again.
I know that for a lot of people, they, like you were mentioning, they kind of look at their goals as, well, I'll do that someday, or that's on my bucket list.
Right.
But, the reality is, if you're just present in the moment and you make today a priority, and like you were sharing the gratitude, so it's just so important to really make things happen. And obviously you're a driven, goal-oriented.
It doesn't change my personality. I'm still AA personality. I still want to get things done, and I'm on a remodeling project right now on my bathroom. By God, it's got to get done before Thanksgiving, so that you can't take that part of you away. It's still part of who you are. But it's like, if it didn't get done Thanksgiving in the past, probably be a little bit more upset than I would today. Today I'd be like, oh well, didn't make Thanksgiving. It was a nice goal, but we're on plan B. So I'm very much now the new plan B girl. So it's, it's just, it's not that important. I mean, in the end, it'll get done. The bathroom will get done. But does it have to be done by Thanksgiving? I don't know. Maybe not. So that's a new dimension for me.
Cool. So I'm excited to see what happens in the new dimension, because it's so exciting and so many possibilities
it is.
open for
in fact, my every year they always set goals and have a plan, which I say that in my book too, and I still believe that. However, this year, due to my husband's passing, where I normally would have a bunch of goals for the year or my New Year's resolution, so to speak, this year I decided to give myself a little grace and just a little bit of break. And I said my new mantra for this year is be open to the possibility of yes. Meaning, if someone invited me to something that I normally wouldn't go to, yes, I'll go. Or if I have an opportunity to take a trip, yes, I'll go. Maybe it wasn't even, I didn't plan that, that wasn't a place on my bucket list, but I don't know where the new door will open. Or if I'm getting invited to a speaking engagement, okay, maybe they can't pay too much, but you know what, I'm going to say yes, because I don't know who I'll meet there, or who I might touch, or who might touch me. And I have to tell you, this year has been spectacular just based on doing that. Not just business-wise even. Business-wise, more money has come in ever. I've gotten more speaking opportunities. I've traveled more. I mean, it's been inspirational to me. It's like, all these years, all I had to do was say yes and be open to the opportunity. But it is amazing. It's been an amazing year, and it's taken me in a more positive direction because I've accentuated the yes and the positive, and not so much the no and all the reasons why I can't or won't do something. So it's fun. For instance, I went to a girlfriend, our neighbor girlfriend, emailed me and said, "You want to come over and play cards on Saturday night?" Well, I don't play cards. I don't even like cards. However, she said, "Can you bring a deck of cards?" So I knew she didn't play cards either. So I got there, and she had some other girlfriends there, and had searched in the back closet and found Scrabble. And we played Scrabble to midnight. I haven't played Scrabble since I was a kid. Well, in the midst of the conversation, they were talking about, we want to climb Mount Woodson and go. One day we want to go climb Mount Woodson and see the sunrise from the top of Mount Woodson. So by midnight, we all decided we're going to wake up at 5 the next morning and do it. Well, then we're marching up, and it's like, it was a good idea last night, but it was the best sunrise ever, the best, and I was so glad we did it. Well, on the way down, we're talking pancakes now, and I'm like, well, I got all the stuff in my house, let's have pancake breakfast. And then we had a brunch where they picked up champagne on the way, and all this happened was from me saying yes to cards, which I don't even play or like. So it was wonderful.
That's so fun.
It was wonderful. It just kind of grew. And I met a whole bunch of new women that I never would have met anyway. So it's fun.
Aw, that's great.
It is good.
So let's see. Let's think of some great action items for the viewers watching the interview here.
Sure.
I know you mentioned the gratitude gratitude march.
Right.
And what other advice would you be able to offer to obviously saying yes?
Yeah.
Some different things that people that are watching this could, be making notes and really take into their daily life too.
Sure. Well, one of the things I've started doing at the conventions I speak at, I ask a series of questions to folks, and I say, you're the only one that knows the answer to this, whether it's a yes or a no. So I asked, and they're thoughtful questions such as, are you living where you want to live, and are you in the environment you want to be in? Do you absolutely love and cherish the key person in your life? At this point, somebody might answer out loud, and I'm like, it's supposed to be an answer in your head, because they might be in the room. Are you doing the work that you do? Does it have purpose? Is it fulfilling for you? Or is it just to pay the bills? Is there a place you've always wanted to go, and still want to before you die? And once I ask that series of questions, I say, okay, you know the answers. These are your answers to your questions. Now, why aren't you doing something about it? Other people are going back to school. Other people are writing that book. Other people are traveling to that place you just thought of. Other people are having successful relationships, good marriages. Why not you, and why not now? And so it just gets them to thinking that if any one of those answers was a no answer or a less than positive answer, that's the one you want to start working on. Maybe some of them are yeses, but that's the one I would key in, because that's where you can make the most difference immediately in your life if you do something on that one no.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
Really.
I wish somebody had asked me those years and years ago. You have to wait till you're my age to figure it out, I guess.
So how can people get in touch with you to be part of the winery or
Oh, sure,
become a wine
sure.
club member?
I would love them to visit the winery, though. Our winery is beautiful. My husband had a wonderful vision. He built the place. It was built with the whole family. So people tell me, the biggest compliment people can give me is when they come in, this feels so loving and comfortable, and we can tell this is a family business. And I love that, because we don't want to be the big guys. We don't want to be the corporations. We will always be a small family winery. So we're in Ramona, which is not that far. It's just up the hill. And our website is SD, like San Diego, sdwinery.com, and all the information's there.
Excellent. Cool. So definitely go out and do a tasting and check out the horses and the beautiful ranch.
Sure. And share with me your passion. I always love to hear other people's passion as well.
Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you so much
Oh, you're welcome.
for being
Thanks.
here.
Thanks. And you're a person who lives it, so you're my inspiration as well.
Aw, thank you. You're so sweet. So definitely get in touch with Hacienda and Tammy. And I'll put some links below the video as well. So thank you again.
Thanks. You're great. Thanks.